So after months of teasing, the G87 M2 is finally here, and it received some new styling to differentiate it from the rest of the 2 Series lineup. It's much wider and looks quite boxy. The first thing you'll notice about the 2023 BMW M2 is that it doesn't have the big front snout grille like the larger M3 and M4. So if you want an M car and you don't like the beaver grills, maybe the new M2 styling is more for you. Now, I'm not going to lie, for me personally, the previous M2 was a stunning car, and I do like the styling of the outgoing M2 more than the new one. But that's me, maybe you like the new one more. I mean, it's not an ugly car, and the rear end does kinda look mean. The new M2 is larger than its predecessor. BMW made it 10.4 cm longer, 3.3 cm wider and 0.7 cm lower. The automaker also lengthened the wheelbase by 5.3 cm. Then BMW widened the front and rear tracks, matching that of the M4. Remember, this car is 11 cm shorter than the M4 and it is just as wide. So it's like a little bulldog. It's a small and mean and wide looking thing. BMW claims that the second gen has a curb weight of around 1.7 tons, which is roughly 110 kilograms heavier than the last M2 competition. More weight is bad, so hopefully they added some power to make up for the gain in weight. So on to power. What will power the new M2? The new M2 uses a version of the S58 engine powering the M3 and the M4 that has been detuned to make 453 horsepower and 550 Nm of torque. So it does make around 50 horsepower more than the outgoing version. So she picked up more than 100 kilograms and only gained 50 horsepower, so the power to weight ratio will be less. But does that mean that it will be slower? Well, the all new M2 sends its power to the rear wheels only, like the old one, and because of that, its manual version will complete the sprint from 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds, with the auto completing it in a marginally faster time of 3.9 seconds. So is that faster than the outgoing one? Well, not really. The manual M2 competition completed the 0 to 60 sprint in 3.9 seconds, which is actually faster than the DCT of the previous M2, which took 4 seconds. In other words, the straight line performance is about the same, but how is the fatter M2 in the corners? Well, the new M2's chassis is stiffer than before. BMW says that it increased the front end structural rigidity, as well as reinforced the middle and the rear sections of the car. Its suspension also got the M treatment for maximum performance in the corners, with a set of adaptive dampers as standard. The brakes are now electronically controlled and includes an adjustable pedal feel. The brakes themselves are 6-pistoned, fixed front calipers with 15-inch rotors in front and 4-pot floating rear brakes, which clamps 14.6-inch discs. Then for wheels, a set of staggered 19-inch front and 20-inch rear light alloy jet black wheels are standard, but BMW offer the same design in a bi-color finish at no extra cost. The mags will be wrapped in a set of 285 wide tires at the back with a set of 275s in the front. So I think all of that combined with an M diff adds up to a car that will be tons of fun in the corners. I mean, it's rear wheel drive, making more power and torque, available in a manual with an LSD. All the things you want to hear when you talk about an M car. Now onto the interior. And I'm not going to lie, I like this interior. The M2's dashboard boasts a massive one-piece digital display. The curved screen encompasses a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and a 14.9-inch infotainment system, and the fancy screens are accompanied by carbon fiber and a racy steering, giving you that racy yet techy feeling. There's also a newly optional heads-up display, and the tech doesn't stop there. You get a whole slew of driver assistance, such as adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, and parking sensors at both ends. And it doesn't stop there, it even has a forward collision warning with automated emergency brakes. So the last question is price. The starting price is set at $63,000, so it is more expensive than the outgoing competition, but you do get a whole lot more features as standard, and the interior is just on another level. But would you take the new one over the old one? That's the question. I personally wouldn't. For me, the first gen M2 competition is one of the coolest M cars out there. Why the competition? Well, the comp was powered by the S55 instead of the N55. I'm not going to get all nerdy, but trust me, it's just better. Now the S58 in the new model is even better than the S55, but the overall package of the first M2 is just more me. It's smaller, lighter, and in my opinion, it looks more like a BMW. But let me know what you think down below. Do you agree or do you disagree? Now if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. And if you've got some extra time, go to my channel, see if there's something else you like, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?